Rise and grind. My most favorite Cuban cigars. Let's have this conversation. And so today I'm going to enjoy my most favorite Cuban cigar. Happens to be the Ramon Alones Special Select. And so this little Robusto here, it packs a great punch. So I'm just gonna chill out. It's a Friday evening. Gonna toast, light, and enjoy. And so as I said, this is my most favorite Cuban cigars. I've smoked them all. Cohibas, Monte Cristos, Bolivars, H. Upmans, Romeo y Julietas. But I always come back to my Ramon Alones. It's got this pleasant, like a citrus note to it. Now most Cuban cigars are mild. And so I really only like to smoke the Bolivar Belicoso and this Ramon Alones because they actually have some kind of, at least a medium bodied power to it. So I got that sweetness, that cedar. It's like a honeyed cedar. I'm gonna enjoy this, and I'm gonna pair this. I'm not drinking a spirit tonight. I got me just a little sparkling lemon beverage. So I'm gonna take it easy. When I have Cuban cigars, I like to pair them with, that's the only time that I'll ever drink a soda, a Coke. So there's something about Cuban cigars paired with Cokes or even with some coffee. The thing about Cuban cigars is you got to age them. So I got a box of these probably about 3 years ago. It's been aging. In fact, these are one of the only Cuban cigars I think you can smoke right out the box. And so I lit my first one up as soon as I got the box, liked it, and then I just let the box sit for another year. And I dip into the box every now and again. So this has got about 3 years aged on it. You can just look at the band. The band is, I can just slide it right off. In fact, there's the band. This thing has been aging for a little while. I age my Cuban cigars. I use like a lower humidity. So I don't do that 70 stuff. I go more 65. If you're aging your cigars, you want to have a lower humidity. You want it to be a little bit drier. And so if too much humidity, your cigars are going to smoke wet and they don't age as well. And so these have been aging for a number of years. And now there's nothing that really compares to a well-aged Cuban cigar. When I bought these, price was maybe $10, $15 a cigar. Now these are going for about $20 a cigar. I don't think that these are better than the premium New World cigars, but when these are aged, then they become incomparable. And so a Cuban cigar that has been aged about 3 to 5 years, those are the best cigars around. But the problem is now you've got to buy it and now you've got to let it sit for about 3 years. And so is it worth it? Maybe not. But if you make if you go on that journey, buy it, let it sit, let it age, you won't be sorry. Now I wanted to pair this cigar with this lemon refreshing drink, sparkling lemon beverage. Because I know that this has a slight, like a lemon, like a citrus note to it. And so they're pairing perfectly. Feel like I'm just enjoying a good lemonade on a hot summer day. And so you don't always have to have your cigar with some alcohol, but find a beverage that's gonna pair well with it So I mentioned sometimes I go with the Coke, sometimes I go with ginger ale, sometimes just some sparkling water with some flavor to it, whether it's like a black cherry or a lemon. And so that's gonna really still bring out the taste and the notes of your cigar. Because remember, all these products, these are all from the earth. And so pairing this with a lemon flavored water, or pairing this with a black cherry flavored water, it really brings out the taste and the notes. Same thing that you would get if you're pairing it with rum, which comes from sugar canes, or with whiskey, which comes from grain. And so just pairing these earth products together really makes a good combination. Now I'm happy that I've got these cigars, and so sometime back, about 5 years ago, I started buying cigars, Cuban cigars in bulk, and so I got a bunch of these, got a bunch of Bolivars. And so I've been building my collection for a long time now. If I was starting out new, would I have this? No, I wouldn't pay the price. I wouldn't pay $500 for a box of these. I wouldn't do it. The challenge with Cuban cigars, there's so many challenges. One, most of the times they're fake, and so you gotta find a reputable distributor. And so don't buy them in an alleyway in Mexico. That's how I started. And so you got to deal with counterfeits. You also got to deal with quality issues. And so one of the things with these, I bought a box of these of 20. All of them are good. Usually a box of 20 Cuban cigars, 5 of them are going to be plugged. They're not going to be of the highest quality. They're going to be good, 15 of them, but some of them are going to slip through the crack. And so they tend to have some quality issues. And then they also tend to be very young. And so that's why you got to age them for about 3 to 5 years. And so buying Cuban cigars, there's some challenges to it. And so if I had to start all over and buy them now, I probably wouldn't. Sorry to share that, but if you've got some that's been aging for years and you got them at the right price, maybe when prices go down, I'll start investing back into it. But as of now, I'd rather just get me an Arturo Fuente or one of the newer cigar, boutique cigars, like Crown Heads or Foundation. And so for me, the hype, I'm gonna just let it pass until the prices become a bit more reasonable. The other thing with Cuban cigars is that, as I mentioned, they tend to be more mild. And so all these cigars, Monte Cristos, Cohibas, if you haven't smoked them before, and if all you've been smoking is Olivas and CAOs, when you go to smoke a Cuban cigar, you're gonna see that they're not that strong. They're more so like Connecticut's. And some of them might not even have all the flavors that you want them to have. They tend to have this bit of a salty note to it. And so if you've only been smoking New World, again, your Olivas and Crown Heads and these kind of cigars packed with flavor, and then you go and smoke a Cuban cigar, you're gonna be disappointed because they don't have the same strength, and the blends are different because with a lot of the New World cigars, you got a mixture. And so you've got Dominican and Nicaragua, and you got all these different blends coming together. Cuban cigars is just one. It's just a puro, just Cuban. And so it's almost like having a meal that's not very diverse. So it's one lineal taste. And so it's not too strong. It's just one taste, one flavor. And so if you haven't had a Cuban cigar, I would not advise you to go out and overpay for it because you're probably going to find yourself a bit disappointed. And so we thank you for the time that you spent with us on this channel. This channel is really just showing our journey. And so I don't go out and buy cigars so I can shoot a video about cigars. These are cigars that I've had. They've been sitting in my humidor for years before I even bought a camera. And so this is just showing you the journey, showing you how to do this. I want to have some videos. Maybe I'll be taking a trip to Cuba soon or to somewhere where I can get authentic Cuban cigars and just showing you the process I want to get more into showing you how cigars are made, showing you the different factories. We did a video in Miami just showcasing Calle Ocho's, 8th Street, showing you where a lot of Cubans came into America and really established the cigar industry in South Florida. So we want to just continue to take you on this journey, sharing with you all these different things. And so we thank you for being with us on this journey. Leave a comment, let me know what's your most favorite Cuban cigar and what do you normally pair it with? Do you pair it with rum, with Coke, tea, coffee, etc.? Whenever I go to Miami, there's some places I go to, I'll get me a cigar and I'll have it with some Cuban coffee that's just strong. It's like a super espresso, but it holds its weight. I mean, it pairs better than some whiskeys. So a Cuban cigar with some Cuban coffee, or a Cuban cigar with a Mexican Coke. That's my second favorite pairing. So let me know, what is your favorite Cuban cigar? And again, if you aren't a part of this community, hit the subscribe button, because all we do is just share with you our journey. I'm interested in your journey. Thanks for joining us on this journey. And we got another channel called The Grind Podcast that's just based on motivation, encouragement, conversation. So I'll put the link for that channel in the description. But again, it's a Friday night. I'm taking a quick little break, a 45-minute break, because that's what cigars allows us to do, to have these little moments of taking a break. Got a lot of work to get done tonight. It's Friday night. We don't stop. The grind continues. But cigars allows us to just have a quick little breather. And so my favorite Cuban cigar, the Ramon Alones Special Select. If you're into Cuban cigars, there's a ton of them out there. You don't have to overpay, get Cohibas and Monte Cristos. Essentially, they're all the same thing because you're talking about the same earth, the same seeds, the same people rolling them. And so check out some of the smaller brands. I've got one called Viguero, which I really like. They come in at, really selling for like $8 a cigar, Cuban cigar. So you get all the same, that mineral, salty Cuban taste. But again, you gotta let them age. And so whether it's Cohiba or whether it's some off-brand, they're all made by essentially the Cuban government. So they're all good. So don't overpay and get Cohibas and the Beheki. I don't even know the price those are going for these days. When I got into they used to be maybe like a $30 cigar, then it went up to 50, then 100. Now I think it's just beyond reach. So you don't have to pay so much. If you can, get you Ramon Alones Special Select. Great cigar. You can see the construction on this. And so razor sharp construction, draw is perfect, taste, flavor, great cigar. When I got them, about $10, $15 a cigar. Now you're gonna have to pay a lot more. But this Ramon Alones Special Select is my most favorite Cuban cigar. So comment, subscribe, but most importantly, rise and grind.